Hello. So the purpose of my next few videos is going to be budgeting and keeping a record of what I've spent on my food shops. What I do is I tend to stock up the beginning of the month, so I will go to Costco and I'll get coffee and a couple of trays of tinned tomatoes. What else do I get from Costco? I'll stock up on some Greek yogurt because their Greek yogurt's really good. Toilet rolls, doesn't everybody stock up on toilet rolls from Costco? Bottled water, can't remember what else I buy, but anyway, I do a lot of bulk buying the beginning of the month, so I know I've got those items in because it just works out more cost effective over 4 weeks. And then, as I mentioned before, my husband works for a food wholesale company, so we get quite a lot of stuff discounted and cheap from there. Sorry, ignore the washing machine sound in the background, do apologise, really badly timed. So what do we get from there beginning of the month? So we get big blocks of cheese, big bags of grated cheese. Kilogram of cheese is like just under £5. And what else do we buy? I buy my frozen berries from there, cheese portions as snacks throughout the month, and then they do sort of staff special offers, so we'll go through those. One they've had recently is like a big tray of millionaire shortbread, so I think it's £5 when it should be £20 odd normally, so it freezes really well, so we'll put that in the freezer. And then I cut them in half, and my son will have those as desserts. Boxes of crisps, for example, if they've got those on offer. Things that can go in lunch boxes for my son for the month, so you know, little packs of biscuits, things like that. If they've got those on offer, I'll buy them from there because it saves quite a lot of money in the long run. So yeah, I'll get those things at the beginning of the month. I'll also buy a big bottle of washing liquid, as in for clothes washing, and a big thing of fabric conditioner, so that will last us for the month. And I'll try and buy the cat and dog food then too. So what's been happening is I've been buying all of those things, and then I've been going to do my weekly shop, and I'm thinking, yeah, I normally spend about 120 quid on a weekly shop, but I'm not really accounting for the fact that I've already got coffee in, I've got cheese in, so I'm thinking, yeah, I can spend 120 quid, whereas in reality £120 should, if I was doing just those shops, should include my coffee and my cheese, and I should be budgeting for that, and I've just not been doing. So I've been spending on top of it, and also because I'm not keeping a record, it's so easy for the money to run away. So I'm doing those bulk buy shops, and then I'm doing my weekly shops, and then I'm popping, you know, getting bread, getting salad, and then picking up other items when I'm there. So I really can't honestly say how much money I've been averaging a week on shopping. So idea is this, that I've done my stocking up, so that's all done, and I'm going to aim to spend £50 a week on my shop, because technically it's kind of just a big top-up shop, because we've got so many basics in already. Oh yeah, the other thing is we're all vegetarians, so I get a great big bag of corn mince every month from my husband's work, so I think it's 1.5 kilograms, so that does a lot for us. And I buy a big bag of veggie sausages and things like that from Costco, so we've got the basics in for a meal. So I'm aiming to spend £50 a week. I'm going to try a different supermarket every week when I go. So this week I'm going to go to Aldi. I've always got a shopping list. I don't always stick to that list. When I'm walking around, I'm not great. I won't just stick to that. I'll see all the stuff and think, oh yeah, I do need this, do need that. So I'm going to go with the basis of a list. But my controller, if you like, is going to be money. And I'm going to be mindful that once the 50 quid's gone, the 50 quid's gone. So I don't really want to be spending that in one shop, because realistically later in the week I'm going to need salad, I'm going to need bread and stuff like that, so I'm going to need to leave myself with a little bit of leverage for the rest of the week. But yeah, I'm going to try a different supermarket every week. So I'm going to start off with Aldi. Aldi, to be honest, is not a shop that I normally use. I do like budget supermarkets, so but I do tend to go to Lidl, just because I really like the Lidl Plus card. But I'm going to do Aldi first, go out of my comfort zone and do my first £50 limited shop there. And just be a little bit more mindful of what we've actually got in the fridge and in the freezer and in the cupboards, and use that. So yeah, that's the challenge for the month. So Aldi this week, let's see how it goes. Just a little sideline as well. I am really conscious of packaging and plastic, but the problem is when you're doing a budget limited shop, it can be very hard to limit packaging. When you go in, everything just seems to be in plastic, because I suppose that's the cheapest way for them to sell it, and to keep it fresh. So I am conscious of that. I will try where possible to cut down on packaging, but it's really difficult unless you can afford to go to more eco-friendly shops, which realistically I'm feeding 3 adults on a budget. It's really, really difficult, but I am mindful of that. I do appreciate that, you know, it is a problem. So where I can, I will buy stuff with the least packaging if I can. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to enjoy the journey. I've got a notepad where I'm actually noting down what I'm spending. I've set my budget for the month for our food shop, and I'm counting it down. So obviously those bulk items have come off, and I've got enough budget left for £50 a week, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be accountable. So stay with me. Let's see how I go. Bye. So, Aldi shop. I spent £35.15, so I was quite pleased with that, although I did forget toothpaste, which I'm a bit annoyed at, but I'm tired and I didn't stick to the list, which is really naughty. But anyway, here goes. So, got some kidney beans. They didn't have any tinned lentils, which I use quite a lot of in chilies and things. So hopefully got a couple of tins still in the cupboard, so I won't need to get any this week. Some passata, which I use for anything sort of lasagna, pasta sauce, pizzas, that sort of thing. Some sweet silver skin onions. I just put those on salads, just make them a bit more exciting. Some basil. I'm almost out of it. I've got like 3 jars in the pantry, and they've all got a very small amount in, so I thought I had loads and I didn't. So bought one of those lasagna sheets. Got a pack of cheese sauce already, which I know is naughty. I should make my own, but I can do lasagna this weekend. Pack of puff pastry. Don't buy this very often, but sometimes use this to make my son like a pizza type thing that he really likes, or sausage rolls. So always handy to have. 2 packs of corn sandwich fillings from my husband's sandwiches. I was thinking after Aldi I'll have to pop over to Tesco and pick those up, but they've got those in Aldi. I think they were £1.49 a packet, so really good price. I got 2. Satsumas, I think they're £1.49, but there's quite a few in there, and they'll go in my son's packed lunches. Radishes, one of their offers this week, I think they were 49p, I want to say. Cucumbers, 69p on offer. I mean, they used to be so cheap, cucumbers, and 69p is now considered a great price. Some really nice looking tomatoes, I think they were £1.49. Bag of mixed peppers. I went for the cheaper bag because I went for quantity. So I tend to cook with them, put them on salad, so I get through quite a lot of those. 2 bags of just salads. Bread, white bread for my son, malted bloomer for my husband's sandwiches, and an impulse buy, these Greek style flatbreads. just thought they looked so good, and I thought they could be sandwiches or even a pizza base, something like that, handy to have. But an impulse buy, which I shouldn't have done. Bleach, needed some bleach this week. A couple of bottles of squash, we get through loads of that. Some pouch yogurts. I know they're designed for little kids, but my son loves anything like that. I want to figure it's a way of getting to eat yogurt. Has it with his breakfast. Some pan of chocolates for my son's breakfast. Yogurts for my husband, so some strawberry and some caramel. Some cheap cooking onions. Some chili nuts. Conference pears. And a bag of dried apples. So all in all, it came to £35.15, as I say, minus the toothpaste, which I'm a bit annoyed at myself for, but hey, don't go shopping when you're absolutely knackered. So I'll put that on the list next week. We've got enough to last. I just always like to have a spare one just in case of what, I don't know, extreme teeth cleaning. But yeah, £35.15, so happy with that. Leaves us just under £15 for top-up shops during the week. So all in all, pretty good going, I reckon. So top-up shop, I've been to Tesco and picked these bits up this morning. So I got the toothpaste that I forgot, just because I do just like to have a spare one. As I said, you know, you never know if you need to do extreme teeth cleaning. So bought one of those, put in the basket. My son informed me this morning he'd run out of deodorant and was using his dad's, so I wish he'd told me. I'd have factored that in the shop, so I got him a deodorant. Some strawberries that were on offer, Tesco, I think £1.50 with club card. Some extra couple of bits of salad just for me for the week. Lentils, didn't get any lentils on the last shop, got these from Tesco, really good price, 49p a tin, so happy with that. Obligatory toasty for my son. Jackson's bread is on offer this week at Tesco, down to £1.40. Really like that, and my husband loves it for sandwiches, so I bought one of those. I mean, yeah, I could have got some cheaper brown bread, but for £1.40, not a bad treat. Got the mixed peppers. I ran out of mixed peppers yesterday when I made a lasagna, so I have put them on the shop before the end of the week, but sometimes you can't get them from the budget supermarket, so maybe just 99p in Tesco. So I thought, right, I'll get them today. And similarly for frozen carrots, I tend to put those in vegetable lasagna as well. They're quite handy to have in the freezer. And ran out of those yesterday, so just 95p in Tesco. So I thought, right, I'll get those too. So in total, this little lot came to £9 something. So that leaves me a whole £6 to do any top-ups I need until the next shop.